Uh, so, what are we thinking about this morning? I am grateful. Number one, I have to say that. Truly grateful. That I have to really say that I am grateful. This morning, another beautiful day for me to come out and actually just be able to look at this fresh air and just just be part of it, and the whole 9 yard or whatever I want to call it, being part of this beautiful thing that we call life. I am truly grateful. I've got another, how many miles today do I have? I do not know yet. Maybe about 18 or 19 or so, 20. So I'm sort of just building up bit by bit. What's on my mind this morning? My mind is what I call it, just in the mood, just empty, yeah. And just at its best this morning. Just quiet and being grateful. That's just the mindset that I have this morning. I do not even know where to begin to explain it, but I'm very grateful to be able to get up every morning and practice yoga, and which I call the salute of the gods, because every morning when I do that, I feel a sense of purpose in this life. I cannot remember the last time I went, or should I say, not get up early in the morning to stretch my body. It's just absolutely something that I do not even know how to do anymore. It's almost like if I do that, if I get up at one morning and not do yoga, meditate, it just doesn't make no sense to me anymore. I cannot do it. I just think those things are ways for me to be grateful of everything that I actually have. So when I'm actually out here on this ground and I'm moving my feet, I am doing it out of just gratefulness, and it comes from peace of mind, and it comes from wanting to better oneself and learning so much about what I call this beautiful life. It's funny how when you slow down with your running and it becomes a meditation. And like I said, I do a lot of push-up with my yoga, and it allows me to breathe into my body a lot. Because I have been doing push-up until I get tired, then I get in the yoga pose. So I breathe heavy into my body. I've literally slowed everything down. So I literally slowed everything down, including even my reading. Even when I read now, I'm trying to read more with a lot of comprehension. And look at that beautiful flower. Trying to get different stories, trying to get different meanings of life from different, shall I say, different school of thoughts. So, and that's what I've done over the many years, and that's what this running has become. Is almost like real relaxation, and the whole completeness of letting go is learning how to sit with gravity And through meditation, because of sitting a lot through gravity, because when you don't know how to sit with gravity when you're meditating, good morning. When you don't know how to sit with gravity when you're meditating, it can be very painful. But sitting cross-legged and letting gravity pull you, and each time you feel that pain, trying to bring your mind back to make that pain disappear, eventually your body will sort of just go all the way with gravity. It's absolutely amazing. And that is the true meaning of let go. Because to be able to let go requires a lot of hard work. Yeah, the word let go, it sounds very easy when we are preaching it to others. But to actually practice that, it is a different... Hey, good morning. How you doing? Nice to see you too. How you doing, sir? Look at this nice puppy right here. What did I do? How's your day been? See?
Thank you.
Have a great day, sir. So yes. So and that's the compassion about life. That's what it's all about. So the word faith and letting go, shall I say, letting go especially is extremely hard. But as funny as this must sound, when you truly listen to all your scriptures properly and have a meaning to it, like all these spiritual texts, a lot of them are actually talking about the movement of gravity within us, which is AGOD, God. When you're truly listening to it properly, it's just talking about that gravity that is inside of you that pulls you. And a lot of times we don't see it that way from the scriptures because we didn't spend time studying. But when you truly look at the scriptures, that's a nice guy. You know, it's actually talking about the gravity that is within you. Like sitting down and actually understanding the meaning of all these things. A lot of the things, the emotions that transpired in our lives around us, whether it's engineering, math, it all came from this thing that we call the body, the brain, shall I say at first. It is funny when I see the tangles of head within some of the school of thoughts, like the yogas and some of the old, shall I say, old system of belief systems, where when we hear the word yoga, we just think, oh, there's something wrong with it. But truly and truly, the yoga poses is actually talking about most of the scriptures in all these books. I'm not going to mention any name, because each time you twist your body and you turn into a pose, go into your spiritual belief, your spiritual, the way you were raised, whatever it is, and look at that book. Truly look at the meaning of the written words, and you will not believe it is actually talking about your body movement. And that takes years of understanding and years of practicing. I have dabbled a lot within different spiritual texts. I've read the Bible, the Quran. I'm even reading the Quran again to study the Bhagavad Gita. You know, I studied all those books. And at first I thought I understood the Bible. And my first experience from reading it was, I was actually, even though I was looking at the words, everything that I was actually reading, or my mind, the way it was calculating it, was based on the upbringing that I've been given when I was a little kid and just going to church and they just preach. So what happened is, over the period of years, your brain record those things. It's like a programming thing. So your brain records it. So even though you're going into those churches, you're not really understanding the words. You're just going by what they're saying. But when I began to do my own research, I looked at the Bible differently. I'm like, wow, now I get it. I truly look at the Bible, the Quran, or this book different. I'm like, wow. Even when because the last time that I actually read it, I literally got up every day and ran 17 to 26 miles every day. And it was, I cannot even believe it, because when you let those words speak to you, and because of it, I was able to dabble along different traditions, different cultures. You know, I have an African background. I'm able to see my own traditional belief system in everything around me. And I started to realize that we all have a choice on how we want to interpret our reading. But I have to say one thing: I don't care if you have not sat down and read for yourself for hours and years and keep on asking. These books you cannot read lightly or listen to somebody and think you can actually understand them. Now that right there, you are lying to yourself. I don't care who you are. You could preach it and talk about it and debate. That's just natural. Human beings will like to debate. But all these spiritual texts, to actually understand them from your subconscious mind, requires one thing, and that's called self-honesty. And when you get to that stage of understanding that, you see things more in a connective way. I don't think there's anything on this planet that is ever divided. Everything is truly connected. And we are beginning to see that, especially with our computer programming and how we use the internet, how the world has just become one. You know, to a lot of us, we think this is new technology, but it's just been in the brain for years. So, and these are the things that I get to think about on this run, and that I sort of just look. I'm like, wow, understanding the scriptures. So what I've done over the years is I pick out of every spiritual text that I can get my hands on, I pick the moral that makes sense to my mind. The morals that make sense to my mind, because mind you, in all these things, all these great books, we can manipulate it to our belief system the way we like. So what I've done over the years, I just look at it like, because before I used to get angry, oh, he's a Christian, why doesn't he do it this way? Nah, I realize that's just a word. Oh, he's a Muslim. No, those are just words that people use. Oh, he's a Hindu. No, those are just words. Let me see this. That makes sense to my mind based on the verse. Yes. The morals that make sense to the mind. And I keep saying that because, you know, we all know that morals. We know from a little kid, when we touch fire, it burns. And we know when we put our hand in water, it cools us to a certain degree. So we know everything in balance. Our senses are always there. And which is what I call God. Our senses are always there, however you want to look at it. And it's also in the form of, if you cannot tolerate other people's belief, the only reason why you're doing that is because you don't believe in the practice that you prefer, in your own faith. That's just what that is. If you don't believe, if you have to judge other people's ideology, always trying to talk over them, because a lot of us are good at that, and make sure that all is so. Yes, and for me, I had to do a lot of research, a lot of brain thinking, a lot of hours, a lot of alone time. I truly spend that alone time. I think I've had the balanced life because I've had a job. I've done everything that everyone else does. I've smoked, drink, chased women, had a job. It was a great thing to do. But the one thing that most never get to do Good morning. And spend that quality 5 hours to 6 hours by themselves. It's really funny when we are locked up in prison. It is time to think. One of the many, many greats that went in prison, they use their isolation time to change the world. And when we truly look at it sometimes, isolation brings the true meaning of understanding of what it is to be human. So yes, I am out here this morning. And those are the kind of things that I debate in my head, the emotions. It's like every day is like morning. Every day is like a new play for me. It's like a new thing that I'm actually learning. And like I was saying, I've been looking at the Quran again. Very interesting. Just like the Yoga Sutra. Very interesting. I've read all these deep books and I just, I still find a question mark. But I do know there's a higher me and there's a higher thing beyond me. All I have to do is just look in the sky. So yes, let me continue this easy meditative jog this morning. As I track along here, so when I got the camera like this, I get to slow down. So I'm going to say happy Sunday and choose the moral that makes sense to your mind. Happy Sunday.